Okay, 12:01, so we got 14 minutes to practice positivity. Welcome, everyone. If this is your first time or if you're watching this video after the fact, a quick reminder, 15 minutes of positivity every Monday through Friday. We get together just for a few minutes to practice those things that we know neurologically and behaviorally are going to ultimately help us feel well in the long run. So it's really just a matter of being diligent about our practice. And today is Thursday, so we're going to do Thankfulness Thursday or Gratitude Thursday. And I just wanted to introduce you to Robert Emmons. If you're not aware of who he is, he's a professor up at UC Davis, and his field of expertise is gratitude. So studying gratitude from a scientific standpoint, trying to understand behaviorally, how does gratitude affect us neurologically? How does it change us? And go figure, it's a really foundational piece to our overall sense of well-being. And specifically, there's sort of two elements that I want to introduce you to here that come directly from his research. So the two stages of gratitude are, the first one is an acknowledgement of the goodness in one's life. So to some extent, and he calls this saying yes to life, meaning no matter how dire things might be, how down we can feel, depressed, anxious, worried, if we can drop into the present moment and actually really pay attention to what is going on, there's always something that we can find that we can feel grateful for. So even if things aren't going well, there's the warmth of our dry clothing. There's the fact that maybe I had a warm beverage or a belly full of food, or will be about to eat something, or that I have people I can, even if it's just one or two, whom I can pick up the phone and call and say I'm struggling, right? So there's this practice to acknowledge the simple goodness that exists in any given moment. And then the second piece is really interesting to me, and that is that recognizing that the sources of this goodness lie outside of ourself. And I think the reason this is really important is because, one of the themes that I keep reinforcing here is this idea that we are ultimately not responsible for our thoughts, our emotions, the sensations that we experience, right? In a very real way, none of us on this call have any idea what we're going to be thinking or feeling 30 seconds from now. We get there 30 seconds from now, and boom, suddenly the thoughts, the memories, the sensations, it all just kind of magically appears. And then we're left holding the bag, trying to figure out, oh gosh, what do I do with this information? And so the same it is with gratitude. This is something, the beneficiary is us, but it's not like gratitude or the positivity that we're connecting with is something that necessarily originates within us. So there's some real humility and also some creativity involved in a gratitude practice, where we realize that what we're feeling grateful for is happening to us. It is maybe the kind words of a stranger, or the sunshine, or there's all these different things that we can feel grateful for. And it's not necessarily because of something that we're doing, but rather it's because we're noticing that we're benefiting from it. So it's a really, profound, important shift. And what he also discovered, fits really perfectly into this concept of self-directed brain plasticity, which we reinforce here. And the mantra for today is turning a temporary state into a permanent trait. So when we practice, as we will today, to connect with a sense of humble appreciation for something good happening to us, when we stimulate that state and that subjective experience, the more we do so, the more we are rewiring our brain and turning that ability to experience gratitude in that way into a permanent trait. So structurally and functionally, we are changing our neurobiology, our neurochemistry, and if we do it frequently enough, it becomes the new normal for us. Okay, so enough said about that. Let's quick reminder of a definition of gratitude, and then let's practice it. So again, it's an embodied experience, really important that this is just not an intellectual exercise where we kind of check off things on a piece of paper and quickly go run through a list and say, oh, yeah, I feel grateful for this. I feel grateful for that. It's really about dropping in and actually feeling it and noticing that, oh, wow, this thing that I'm noticing or is benefiting me, I can actually feel it in my body rather than it just being an intellectual exercise. And of course, it accompanies an awareness, right? We need to know this is happening. And then the third piece here is this idea of benefiting from someone or something through no doing of our own. This idea that this goodness that we're connecting with actually lies outside of ourself and that we are genuinely the beneficiaries. We have received an unexpected gift, like this guy maybe showing up and changing the tire on my car or whatever we're going to explore. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice. Maybe start by closing your eyes. And as always, we start by grounding in the present moment. Life is always happening now. Even our worries or our thoughts about the future are actually happening right now. Our memories of the past are happening right now. And one way to access now is to connect with some sensations in your body. For example, feeling your feet flat on the ground, wiggle your toes, draw more of your attention to what it's like to have feet, to have toes. And again, that experience of noticing your feet and your toes is happening right now. And we can do a quick but cursory body scan. So maybe moving your awareness up your legs, along your thighs into your hips, noticing your hips in contact with the chair, your lower back, your belly, slowly moving up through your chest, your throat, into your head. Maybe move your head a little bit and notice this, the weight of your head sitting atop your neck. Maybe from the vantage point of a foot or two above your body, just looking down and noticing, well, this is what it's like to have a body that's breathing, that's sitting, that's happening right here, right now. Now, I want you to bring to memory an experience that you have had with a good friend, someone that's kind to you, someone that sees you and loves you, and specifically a memory in which they were doing something for you. Maybe they just smiled at you. Maybe they made you a meal. Maybe they picked up the phone and called you. Doesn't have to be anything big or profound, but simply notice what it's like to be on the receiving end of this gesture, this action from this person that you care about, reaching out to you, connecting with you. And see if you can really amplify the sensory experience of that situation. Where in your body do you feel gratitude for this person connecting with you? Maybe this is where your body scan skills come in handy. So some tips here is notice your hands, notice sensation in your belly and your chest. You drop into this memory. Notice your shoulders and your throat, your jaw, your eyes. Just noticing how good it feels to be on the receiving end of this attention or interaction from this loved one. And noticing the gift in it. It's through no doing of your own. This person decided, for whatever reason, to be kind. And you're the beneficiary of this kindness, this effort. It's just something that's happening to you. And it's quite conceivable that had the situation been different, or the timing been somehow different, or circumstances, that this beautiful moment, being the beneficiary of this person's kindness, this wouldn't have happened. Appreciating the luck of the circumstance. See if you can breathe into this sense of gratitude. Make as much contact with it as you can, with your breath. Savoring it. And take a deep breath in, exhaling all the way. Take another deep breath in, soaking up the gratitude. And on this exhale, go ahead and open your eyes and come on back to the session. So I'm hoping you were able to really activate and stimulate this sense of embodied gratitude, what it really feels like to feel it, and notice where in your body do you feel it. Just a reminder, this is what we mean with turning temporary states into permanent traits, right? The more we familiarize our biology and our mind with really soaking up and savoring that sense of gratitude, the more of a baseline set point this becomes. And then we're walking through life basically in contact with that experience all the time. And that's a pretty amazing place to live from. So I hope this is helpful. Uh, Another pro tip is you might go and let this person know that whom you were thinking about, and actually reach out to them today and say, did an exercise today, and you were the object of my gratitude. Those are extra homework points. And otherwise, I'll plan on seeing as many of you tomorrow as possible at noon. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.